Let's talk about Chelsea's midfield rebuild. First up, we have Manuel Ugarte of Sporting. As you can see here from his stats, if you want to pause, he excels in the defensive areas and actions, with tackles, interceptions and blocks all ranking in the top 90% and 4.63 tackles per game. Secondly, we have Moises Caicedo. As you can see with his stats, he excels in similar areas, whereas Enzo is obviously the creative hub, with his passing stats being his best asset. The first option for Chelsea, if they acquire all three of these midfielders, would be to have all three in a 4-3-3 system. Ugarte would be the more cover defensive role, whereas Caicedo would be a bit more box-to-box, trying to press in higher areas of the pitch, a bit like N'Golo Kante has for Chelsea in the past, leaving Enzo that free role to roam. Of course, the second option would be for a midfield two pairing, so this could consist of Ugarte and Enzo in this first example, where Ugarte is the cover defensive midfielder and Enzo is the roaming deep line playmaker who knits things together. This would then allow Pochettino's system to rotate as it usually does, with Ugarte dropping in as a half-back and allowing one of the fullbacks, in this example the left-back, to invert into midfield with Enzo, creating a 3-2-5 sort of shape, where Enzo can then roam and dictate play along with the inverted fullback. Of course, this would also be possible with Caicedo, as they both do excel in defensive actions, and Caicedo can play as a 6 and a double pivot. So this would be another possibility where Caicedo could mirror the defence, screen and defend, as well as pushing laterally and going and putting pressure on the opposition in the opposition half, where Enzo can still drop in and cover because he is also defensively able. It's just Chelsea will want to unlock Enzo as much as possible in the attacking areas. The other option is Caicedo and Ugarte as a 2. Obviously, Enzo will not be able to play every minute of every game, so the option to have Ugarte and Caicedo as a midfield 2 would also allow Chelsea to experiment, and this would mean the number 10 would have a lot more freedom because Caicedo and Ugarte would offer a lot of defensive principles in a midfield 2 pairing. I think what is key to remember for Chelsea fans is a lot of midfielders and a lot of players in general will be leaving the club, so having these three midfielders, as expensive as it may be, is going to still pay off in dividends when it comes to rotations and tactical options. Here is a quick list of 6 of the players that could leave. Obviously, Zakaria has already been confirmed he will be returning from his loan. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is set to be leaving for around 15 million. Kovacic is linked to Manchester City. Gallagher has been linked away for on and off, although I think he may stay and fight for his spot. Kante is very up in the air right now, and Mount is, of course, another one who could be leaving Chelsea due to his contract situation, although hopefully he will not be going. Just by mentioning these 6 names that could be leaving, it shows how much of a midfield rebuild Chelsea are going to be going through this summer, with the youngsters such as Chukwuemeka, Santos, Hall, who has been played as a left-back but he's actually a midfielder. These players, joined by Caicedo, Ugarte and Enzo, who joined in January. This is a midfield rebuild that Chelsea have needed for years, and it is now finally going to come to fruition. So Chelsea fans, what do you think about this midfield rebuild? Who are your favourite midfield players that could join Chelsea? Who are your favourite midfield players that are already at the club? And is there any other players that you would suggest Chelsea to sign during this midfield rebuild? Please do like, comment and subscribe. Any suggestions on how I could improve, any feedback, anything you'd like to see is very much appreciated. So go and stick that in the comments down below. Leave a like, let me know your suggestions, and subscribe for more Chelsea content coming soon.